One of the best things about YouTube is, of course, the comment section. If you like a video, you can express your gratitude towards the content creator. If you disagree with the video, you could say why you disagree with it, so on and so forth. And of course, you can always insult the content creator. RGT, you need a haircut. RGT, you look homeless. RGT, shave your beard. No. But sometimes comments come along and you just read them and you're like, I can't believe this person said that. Obviously, there's crazy people in the world. Obviously, people say things, maybe sometimes to just get a reaction. But on a recent video that I did, a video review of a game, I kept getting this comment over and over and over again from different people. It must have been at least 20 people said this same comment over and over again with the same sort of mentality, and it absolutely blew my mind. I have never seen anything so strange before. So in this video, we're going to talk about an interesting topic. Should you review games on day one? Is that a bad thing? Is it bad to review games on day one? Let's talk about it.
Hey, RGT85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards! So the game in question, the video in question, was my MX vs ATV All-Out review. Obviously, I was not a fan of the game. It had a lot of issues, and I'll briefly go over them. Basically, there's tons of screen tearing, there's tons of slowdown, there's tons of pop in, pop out, anything you want. The online service did not work. It literally crashed my game, and I was unable to play it. The mechanics felt very floaty. It felt like it couldn't decide whether it wanted to be a realistic game or an arcade game, which is more in the original style of the games that I grew up playing, the PS2 and Xbox era of the MX vs ATV series. But I kept getting this comment, and it keeps happening. The more and more new people that come in looking for a review because the video is doing very well and placing very well in search engines, more and more people keep coming to the defense of this game. And I think to myself, what are you defending actually? You know, what are you defending here? Did you play it on the PC? I did have some people say that the PC version of the game was better. Okay, that's fine. I didn't review the PC version of the game. I clearly reviewed the game for the Xbox One. But here's the comment. Here's the kicker that keeps coming up. You can't review the game, it hasn't been out long enough. Wait a month and then review the game again. What? What? Are you out of your mind? Have you lost all sorts of sanity? I understand, okay? I understand that we live in an era where patches happen. We're gonna go over sort of the cycle of things in this realm of 2018 gaming. But basically, let's talk about when you get a review copy of the game. Because when you get a review copy of the game, it's not the game that you're going to be playing in a month. Obviously, it is the game that will be released to the general public. So when I got this game, I received an email for the code. I quickly downloaded the code and I played the game, just like any normal person would. And I played the game, and the game that I played, the game that released to the public on day one, was the game that I played, was the game that I reviewed. I don't care about future patches of the game. I care about the game on day one. Because if I sat here and played every single game that got an update patch that maybe fixed something over and over and over again, you would see the same games on the channel over and over and over again. Because every morning as a reviewer on YouTube, your inbox is just flooded with games. It just comes with the territory. And you really have one shot. You have one chance to make a good impression when it comes to releasing a game. Let's look back at retro games. Could you imagine playing a game on the Super Nintendo or the NES, but you know, you review the game, you're a EGM, you're Game Pro, you're putting out your review of the game, and then somebody comes along and says, you can't review that game yet, there's gonna be a patch that's gonna fix those issues. No, because patches were not a thing. You did not have the luxury of fixing a game as it comes along. That, unfortunately, is just a becoming of the video game industry in the past, I don't know, 5 to 6 years. You could put out a game and you could fix it as you go along. Sometimes the game gets fixed, sometimes the game doesn't get fixed. But that's not how reviews work. Reviews work when a company sends you something. The company is sending me this product. The company is sending anyone else this product and saying, review and critique this product that is coming out to the general public. You shouldn't have to wait for a patch. And there have been games that have been patched and they ended up working better. There have been games that have been patched and they didn't fix a damn thing. Let's look at some of those games. A game like Rime on the Nintendo Switch. I absolutely did not like that game because of the huge issues. There was frame rate issues. There was chugging of, you would go to a certain area, you would miss a cutscene because the game would just sort of chug along. That is unacceptable. And unfortunately, because of that, even though that is a small studio, you have to be against that sort of thing. You have to want to get a full product on day one because that's the game you're reviewing. That's the game you're playing. If you go out and pick up that game the day the game comes out, you are playing the same game that I'm playing. Now, Rime did fix some of those issues. I hear that the Switch version runs much better, but unfortunately, you can't revisit these games every time a patch comes out. And I know what you're saying. What about WWE 2K18 on the Nintendo Switch? You revisited that game multiple times. That's different. Because with a game like WWE 2K18, that was literally unplayable out of the box. That was literally not a functioning video game. So I wanted to see what they actually did with that. And obviously, it sort of became a running gag on the channel. A new patch would come out, I would talk about the new patch, and of course, it would fix nothing. But deep down inside, I wanted it to fix everything. I wanted that game to be playable. I wanted to experience a wrestling game portably. But unfortunately, I wasted my $60 on that game. I did not get a review copy of that game. So I was extra bitter about that. I was extra bitter that those patches never came along and did anything. And obviously you guys enjoyed me ripping that game apart. Like I said, it became a running gag. So it's not the norm for the channel. If I revisited every game that ever got a patch, I would never talk about new games. I would just be talking about the same games over and over. And there's a whole different spectrum of gaming as well, which is the sort of online experience, grow as you go along. And that's a whole different sort of spectrum of gaming. A game like Sea of Thieves, obviously Sea of Thieves is going to be very different 6 months from now than it is now. A game like Destiny that came out and then so much stuff was added. And I understand that, but still, as a reviewer, you cannot sit there and think, well, maybe down the road they'll fix this. Maybe down the road they'll add this. Maybe down the road they'll do this. There's simply not enough time. And there have been so many games that have completely transformed. Look at a game like No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, when it released, was nothing like they had promised. It was called No Man's Lie. That was a whole big hashtag that everyone was using. But, a couple of years later, No Man's Sky is evidently the game that it should have been. It's a game that it was promised to be. But is it fair to say and not take into account the original review for that game? Because if you would have picked up that game and you would have picked up that game on day one and not had those features that had been promised and been disappointed in it, but somebody reviewed the game, somebody that you trusted, somebody that you watched all the time, somebody that you read all the time, and they said, oh, well, maybe down the road they'll do this, so it's a game worth checking out. That's disingenuous to the viewer. That's disingenuous to the person watching, the person investing time to watch my video. Obviously, people do not have all the time in the world. There are only so many hours in the day. So if someone is taking the time out to watch one of my videos, I need to do my best job with the game. So to review a game on day one is what you're supposed to do. Because you know what? If you go out to the store on day one, that's the game you're getting. And if you are not being led in the right direction, if you are simply waiting for a patch for a game, why are you buying it on day one? People that watch reviews of a game obviously want to know how the game is functioning the day it is released for the platform, the day that they can go out and buy that game. So to sit there and say you should not review games on day one, you need to wait a month to get a patch, is literally the most ludicrous thing I have ever heard consumers say. There's no other form of entertainment that we allow this sort of thing. Imagine going to see the latest Star Wars movie and there's like a chunk missing, or there's like frame rate hiccups, or there's a shot of the the set off the camera, and they're like, oh, well, don't worry, we're gonna fix that in a month. You bought a music album and there's like a snare drum and it's just like it's like the Metallica snare drum, and it's just so loud, it's just so brought up, and you say, oh, well, don't worry, guys, we're going to re-release the album in a month and fix it so that the snare drum isn't quite as loud. No. I'm taking a stand against this mentality. I'm taking a stand against this thought process that you need to wait to review a game. Revisiting a game is one thing. If you have the time, my hat is off to you. Unfortunately, my schedule, I don't have time to revisit every single game that I've ever played to see if they fixed the main issues that I had with the game, because it's disingenuous to you. I expect when I do a review of a game, this is the review of the game that I am playing. This is the review of the game that you will be playing. So to sit there and just simply say, oh, well, this could be fixed in a patch, maybe I should wait a month, nobody's gonna care about MX vs. ATV All-Out in a month. You have to review the game in a timely manner. You have to review the game that you are given. Do not accept this thought process that all of a sudden you have to wait and there will be patches and things like that. Oh, they can fix this down the road. That is why you get more and more broken games on day one. That is why you get more and more buggy games on day one. Because by supporting this practice and supporting these developers who put out this game that is incomplete, that is rushed, that can be fixed down the road, you are simply saying, I don't care. Take my money and fix it later. And that's a big problem, folks. So, should you review a game on day one? Yes. Yes, you should. And if you think otherwise, this isn't the channel for you, I guess, because I will always review the game as quickly as possible. I will always review the game in the version that I am given and not hope that things are fixed. I can mention that maybe they'll fix this down the road and maybe it'll be a better game, but unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't even happen, folks. So don't get your hopes up with this. This is just a video that I just wanted to make because the more and more I saw this comment, it was just literally blowing my mind. This isn't an open world adventure game that can be fixed or an online, a beta of a game. This was a finished product that was released to the public. And then all of a sudden they say, oh, we're gonna fix this game, we're gonna add some patches, and people just accept it. People just take it. Don't accept this. Don't take this mentality and run with it because it's horrible. It's a horrible mentality. Thank you guys for checking out this video. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Are you okay with buying a game and then hoping that it's fixed later, or do you want a finished product on day one? Knowing you guys, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to that, but let me know in the comment section down below anyways. And of course, thank you guys for checking out this video and supporting the channel. As always, if you liked this video, hit that like button, share this video around with your friends. Maybe you got some friends who support these terrible practices. Put this on their wall and show them that they are wrong. And thank you for checking out this video. If you like my face, check out all the links in the description box down below. We got Patreon, T-Search, social media, all sorts of ways to keep up to date with the world of RGT85. We have over 91,000 subscribers. We are on that road to 100K. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Later.